Hey everybody, welcome to the kitchen. Culinary Literacy 101. If you love Chinese food, I mean, if you love food at all, you love that crispy pork belly that's cut into little squares at your favorite dim sum place. Chinese style pork belly that's not braised, that has that brown crispy skin that almost looks like it puffs up as it crisps. One of the most unctuous and delicious dishes that you will ever, it's so simple. And at the same time, because it's a very basic technique, most people go kind of right by it, and they think it's the kind of dish they can't replicate at home, and you couldn't be more wrong. Now, it is a multi-day process, but it's so simple. Do it on a weekend when you're home, or even weekday, because, well, you'll see how easy. So I have 2-piece slab of pork belly here. When I don't do a whole one, and usually I'll do an entire pork belly, I always ask them to give me one that's got a nice piece of skin on top to get crispy, but I want them to give me the end that has the most meat. So you can see we have a really nice meat to fat ratio here. And you lay it fat side down. You take a little bit of SHAOXING, Chinese rice wine, and massage that into the meat with white pepper and SZECHUAN peppercorns, 5-spice powder, and salt, sugar. You make a nice little spice mixture. And I'm just gonna take this cure and just rub it all over there. You take this and you leave it unwrapped in your refrigerator for 24 hours because you want it to cure, but you also want it to dry out a little bit, and that salt and sugar is gonna draw out some moisture in our pork belly. And through the magic of the internet, I have another piece, the other side of that belly, and we've done that. You can see here how it's cured. Isn't that gorgeous? And the first thing that we're gonna do, we wanna punch as many holes as we possibly can into this belly. And the reason is several-fold. Number one, it provides little chimneys, little pathways for the fat to rise up out of the skin and self-baste. It also allows it to purge the fat. So what's left behind is the structure of the skin and fat, but the liquid fat comes out into the pan. And the reason we like that is because when you have the structure left behind without the liquidized fat in there, it puffs up, not like a balloon, but just in a very micro sort of way. It puffs up and gets crispy. All we do with this is we pour vinegar that goes down into all those little holes and helps break down the fat. And then when we lay it into the roasting pan, we make sure that we have room on the sides so that the fat and liquids diffuse and evaporate. We have coarse sea salt. Do you see that? It's not rock salt. It's not, salt for ice cream or pickling salt that comes in different shapes, but it's actually coarse kosher or coarse sea salt. And we make a crust of salt on top of here. We're gonna cook this for 90 minutes. This has come out of our oven, and you can see that salt crust on the top there. And it sort of sticks together so you really can brush it off. And we put this onto our tray. And then, if you need to do any other work with the salt, you can. Don't get into analysis paralysis. Yes, there's a fine layer that's gonna stay on there. And now we're gonna throw this underneath the broiler and crisp it. So the 90-minute process, and before that, the 1 day of curing, the brushing with the vinegar and the SHAOXING has rendered so much of the fat out of there, and all those little holes that we made have just turned this into, can you hear that? Shh. That's crisp. Look at that. So there's that option, which is dim sum style. Or there's this option, Some of our dipping sauces, that wonderful scallion ginger oil, that soy and ginger sauce. These 2 sauce recipes are in our video archive, so you have a ton of stuff to choose from with this. Whether it's bao style or dim sum style, you now are culinarily literate when it comes to how to do a proper, crispy roast pork belly. Some of you may have been paying attention that we started this recipe and I was wearing one shirt, and now I'm wearing another. Meat, meat, meat. Available in our store at andrewzimmern.com.